Hey y'all, before we get started here, I want to show you something. Check this out. This neck rest. Can you guys see that? John from Smoke Eater's Guitars sent me this. This thing is awesome, man. This will come in real handy. I love it. Thank you, John. He also sent me this really cool postcard, man. I love it. I'm going to put this up somewhere. And John, if you're listening, I try to comment on mine or your videos about the package I sent you. And it was supposed to have been delivered last Monday. You haven't mentioned it. I hope you got it. If you haven't got it, I have an email address on my channel. Email me, and I've got the receipt and the tracking number and everything, and we'll try to find it if you haven't gotten it. But thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. Smoke Eater's Guitars, Smoke Eater Guitars. Really cool, man. Alright, y'all. All I've done on this thing since the last time I saw you, I drilled these 2 holes for the pickup. I used the drill press for that. I also countersunk that other screw. Now it says the next step is supposed to put the tuners in. So I put these grommets in. They're not pressed all the way down. These things are made out of plastic too. I don't like that, but that's what they gave us. And I've set the tuners in here and marked the holes. And keep in mind now, you've got 1 tuner on one side of the neck and 2 on the other. So it's like a standard 3x3 neck. You're going to have tuners that are, different. So you've got to keep that in mind when you're laying these out, because they won't work any way, only one way. You can see these 2 are going to have to go on one side, and then this one will go on the other side. And I'll lay these holes out for that. It says drill them 1/16 and something like 5/64 or something deep. What I did, I took my bit and just, did it common sense way, put it up there and measured the depth so I don't drill through. But let's drill these screw holes. That's the tuner holes, screw holes. I'm not going to put these tuners in, so I'll just have to take them right back out. But I guess we can check one, make sure it fits. Yep, those line up just right. I might as well check the other side. I can't remember if you got to put these in. I think you do. I think these are different also. Lucked out, that's the right one. Yep, those will line up too. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the tuners now. I can take these ferrules back out. Got the hole drilled for the pickup. I think the next step they want you to do is put the nut on. I'm not going to do that yet. That nut, let's see what I do with it. I put it somewhere. That nut sits on here kind of funny in my eyes. There's the bridge. There it is. It just sits on the neck, like right over the truss rod. That's how it goes on there. I forgot to tell you guys, this thing has a 0 fret. So, you know, you guys that know what that is already know, but this 0 fret, it will determine the string height on this guitar. The strings will come over the nut to the tuners, but when they come in down the neck, this was what's going to determine the height. So you always got to be careful when you're leveling your frets and crowning and all that. Do not touch this 0 fret. Leave that alone. Don't put any files on it at all for anything. But anyway, this nut's supposed to sit in there like that, and I don't want to put that on there yet because it has to be glued on. And to me, that's just, I don't like that at all, man. That's just not a good idea to have that like that, but it's the way it is, and it's plastic. We may make a bone nut for it, I don't know. This thing, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal to have a plastic nut on. Everything else is pretty cheap. Okay, so the nut was next. I forget what the next step was. Oh yeah, the pickup, and I've drilled the holes for that. I don't need to go any further with that pickup yet. Installing the tailpiece. Okay, that's just like a little hinge. There's a hinge that goes down here at the very end of this that the strings will be held on by. Yeah, this little deal right here. So what happens, you find the center of this. It's got 3 holes down here. Drill those holes and mount that. And I'm taking it, the strings go through these holes, and I guess it's going to be laying something like this going across the bridge. I mean, you know, it ain't going to be up like that for sure. It'll be laying down like that. And they gave us washers because I think these holes are too big. In fact, I know they are for a string. Yeah, I don't recommend, this is the only cigar box guitar I've ever built, so I don't know what the other kits are like. I probably won't ever build another one. Definitely won't build one from StewMac. Not that there's anything greatly wrong with it, I just don't like it. It's just, well, here's another deal I'll show you. Here's the back. I've tried this for a while. This back will not fit on here. So I'm going to have to take these bracing blocks out and sand them to get the back to go on, because it won't go on. I don't want to force it. I'm afraid I'll break it. And I want it to, you know, just slide right on there. You get one end on, you can't get the other end on. So I'll sand these down instead of the top, or the back, I mean. Yeah. Oh well. So putting this tailpiece on, and then these sound hole grommets, I'm kind of leery about those too. Haven't tried them yet. Let's give them a shot. See what's going to happen. Because the reviews I read, everybody was bitching about these cracking the wood when they put them in. Yeah, I don't want to force that down in there. I'm afraid to push that in. It'll crack this top. Yeah, that one's really tight. So I'm going to have to sand those holes out too. Yeah. Don't want to take a chance on breaking the top. That would really piss me off. I'd probably throw it in the trash if I did that. Yeah, I'll have to sand those out. This won't be a big deal. And then after that, what comes up? Putting the back on it. And then oh, it shows, you know, it's just got one potentiometer volume control. They suggest putting it right here. Am I in the camera? They suggest putting it here. I don't know if I want to do that. I thought down here. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. Front, the very front of it, or the top, where they're suggesting. They said you can put it anywhere you want, but they suggested right up here. So that if I put it down on the face of this, I got to keep it away from these bracings, away from the neck. Of course, I wouldn't want it up in the center anyway. I'm thinking like right down here, right around in there somewhere. I don't know. I believe that's probably going to be about it. Oh, the bridge. But the bridge is a floating bridge, so I can't do anything with that until, we get ready to string it up. I didn't say anything about the bridge. Yeah, position the bridge in the saddle. It says it has a floating bridge. Here, I'll show you the saddle too. There's the saddle, there's the bridge. Here's the bridge. There's your saddle. It's a bolt. You don't think about that. I sit in there. They said it'd be real close to the tailpiece. It'd probably be sitting, well, that tailpiece. I'll be sitting something like that. Huh. Bizarre. I can't think of anything else to do before I put a finish on it anyway. Just set the string height. How do you set the string height on this? There's no way to set it other than sanding the bridge down. Yes, if you need to lower it, sand the bottom of the bridge. I guess if you have to raise it, you have to shim the bridge. I don't know. I don't think string action on this thing is going to be real important. Well, there's really nothing else that we can do besides drill these holes for this. I'll do that here in a minute, but other than that, everything else needs to be done after we put a finish on it. I have to take it back apart, sand those bracing blocks to get the cover on. Decide how I want to finish this. I'm either going to put some kind of wood stain on it or a dye, and then, I don't know, 20 or 30 coats of true oil. That's going to be it. I don't know what kind of wood that is, but it's not a large pour wood. I don't think it'll need green fill. The next mahogany, I'll probably green fill that. guess. I don't know. Nah, I probably won't either. I'm just going to leave it just like it is. Alright, well, that's going to be it for now, man. I didn't show you much, but I wanted to thank John from Smoky Ear Guitars. So maybe the next time you see this, it'll have a finish of it. It'll be done, probably. The only thing left to do is screw the pickup in, electronics. Oh yeah, we need to put the jack in. That jack plate's plastic. I think I have a metal one around here I might use. Well, we'll see. Alright, you guys. Take care. You all have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you before then.